Greetings, Rabbi Aaron Boxt here from Temple Beth Shalom in Ocala, Florida. Back again with my podcast for this week. Amidst everything else that's going on in the world, amidst everything else that's going on in the Middle East, in Israel, Gaza Strip, with the Palestinian territories, Israel this week commemorated first Yom HaZikaron, which is the Memorial Day for all soldiers lost in battles, Israeli soldiers lost in battles, followed by a day of jubilation, which is Yom HaAtzmaut, the day of Israeli independence. There is a reason why you have one following the other. I often teach that in Judaism we temper everything. We don't just have the good. We don't just have the bad. We don't just have the yin. We don't have the yang. We have both. Everything has to be tempered. When we are sad, we recognize our sadness and we enjoy the simchot, the happiness, the good things, the wonderful times. When we mourn the loss of a loved one, yes, we mourn, but we also celebrate the memories and the opportunities we had to be with those that we lost. And so it is in Israel. You go from a somber day of sadness, of personal reflection, of loss, services all around the country where people are remembering the soldiers from the individual communities and cities that they lived, that they lost. There's a very important idea in Israel that everybody in Israel knows somebody else who was involved, who was lost or has lost someone. Everybody is touched by loss, especially with regards to losses in war in Israel. And then you have this somber day. There's a siren that goes off for 2 minutes, in which you will see people pull their cars over and stop, get out of their car. Even some will salute, stand and salute. Or the country just literally shuts down for that time. And then in the evening, and in some cases during the day, depending on what parts of the country of Israel you're in, there are tekkasim, or ceremonies in which individual communities will light a torch signifying the loss of life. And they'll have some commemoratory celebrations or ceremonies in which they remember those that came, those that were lost. The day goes on, and the somber day goes on. And then in the evening, as the sun goes down, the whole country becomes a party. As we go from the somber remembrance of those that passed before to the celebratory Day of Independence, Yom HaAtzmaut. And I will tell you, if you have not been in Israel during this day of somber, followed by this day of celebration, if you have not experienced this transition from one to the other, there's nothing to explain it. There's no words to explain it except to say that the entire country participates. I remember being on Ben Yehuda Street, which is one of the main thoroughfares in Jerusalem, as it went from Yom HaZikaron to Yom HaAtzmaut, and all of these Israeli kids running around with these blow-up hammers that squeak and hitting people on the head jokingly. They were it was a game. See how many people they could, and this is their way of celebrating, and balloons everywhere and parties everywhere and people blowing the shofar or other instruments that they may have. It's really a moment of immense celebration because Israel has returned to its homeland, and we celebrate that day of independence. It's It's amazing. It truly is an amazing experience and one I highly recommend to everyone. And there are certain things that happen on Yom HaZikaron, whether it's the cantor for the IDF chanting El Malei Rachamim, or it's the singing of Hatikva, either on Yom HaZikaron or on Yom HaAtzmaut, in which we experience this somber sadness going into this elated joy. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So from here in Ocala, Florida, to all Jews worldwide, to all of my Israeli friends and colleagues and family, I wish you a wonderful Yom HaAtzmaut, Chag Sameach, and may peace come soon to our brothers and sisters in the IDF. May the loss of life that we are seeing end. May there be peace in Israel and with its neighbors. And may this happen soon. Amen.